good.
What's that? Is that good?
That's a little too far down. No, dude.
I'm just being one of them asshole guys.
Let's see.
All right, we're recording.
That looks good.
All right.
That's good.
There we go. How's
Your
that?
audio, your audio tab, it verifies that it's the proper microphone that's selected, right? Just last check before we go.
Yeah. Yeti.
Cool.
There you go.
Cool. Okay. Well, we're live, so we're gonna be done by 10 o'clock
Okay.
or thereabouts. We know James fading off,
Yeah.
and he's turning into a pumpkin at 10. Because of why again?
How's that? Is that better?
Oh, that's
what'd
good.
you do? What'd you do?
I increased. What did I increase? I increased something.
It's like
I don't
night and
know.
day.
There we go.
It got rid of something going on that was going on in the background.
Yeah, I think we're hearing that buzzing in your brain. It actually is emanating from your skull.
Okay, so we're good to go then.
All right, good.
All right.
Give me
Repeat
one last
everything I said. What's that?
Lean into the mics more. I want to see it verify it. It's actually.
How's that? Is that good?
Oh man, you got DJ voice.
All right.
All right.
That's because I got a radio face.
Yay, yay.
So yeah, we got the good sound going on. This is awesome, guys. So what's new and exciting with you guys? Do you want me to go first? Anyone want to go first?
Yeah,
What do you
go
got
ahead.
going on?
You
What-
go
what?
first, Rob.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to tell you something. I want to tell you a story.
Okay.
And it's to do with this email, Judy. Judy sent me an email.
Okay.
We could talk about this.
Hey, I remember that place.
From 2003, Justin and Mary, the weddings. I have no idea what that means. But really, it's all about buying and how you make people feel. Okay? That's really kind of an old school marketing concept. So I had a wedding. This is a wedding 2 weeks ago, I think, or last. I can't remember. It was recent. No more than 2 weeks ago. This is a local girl. This is a guy from, I think I might have mentioned this last month. This is a guy from New York. He's an opera singer. She's an opera singer. They met on tour in St. John's, Newfoundland, of all places, and they fell in love and got married, and they live in New York now, and they travel all over the world. Anyways, he's hardcore Greek. Like, I'm literally, his parents do not know how to speak English. They're that Greek.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this is the Greek Orthodox Church of which we have in our city. And we have a hall, James. You know where it is. It's the Hellenic Center.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Nice
love that.
hall,
It's a great
right?
spot, too. Yeah.
Now this couple here, really, really, really nice couple. I shot their engagement session in the snow in the wintertime outside in December and got to know them, and they're just the nicest people. They came in about a week before the wedding date because they were up getting the plans all ready. And it just verified that they're just the nicest people ever, you know. So I asked them why they didn't choose the hall down here at this particular church. And my point that they're really nice people, he wasn't very negative and he wasn't really gossipy, but he wasn't very happy about the guy who runs the hall, right? So I was like surprised because he's just not the kind of guy who would just say anything bad about anybody. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I happen to don't know him well, but I know who that guy is, and I never really, I never had any personal dealings with him, but you know, I heard that he was a bit of a grouch. So, so I had a wedding. I had a couple come in today, wedding shoppers today, and they're getting married next May. And they were shopping around, and when I showed them, I don't know why this picture came up in my selection of images when I was going through some of my portfolio images. This image came up, and they said, yeah, we were looking at going with that hall,
But
we didn't. And I just stopped and I looked at her, and I was about to say, was it Nick? But he said, actually his name's Nico. He said, we didn't get along with that Nico guy. So
no.
No way. Wow.
So apparently, the guy running the hall at this particular venue, yeah, he's a grouch. It's confirmed. I know 2 clients who personally would have possibly gone and booked that hall, but they never did because of this guy's attitude. So, and that led me to that email this one here, how you make people feel. I mean, obviously, that is important. You can't make people feel so bad that just by virtue of them dealing with you, they knew within the first 5 minutes, not going to work. This guy's miserable. It was that bad. They really did not like him.
Well, and I mean, like weddings are such uh, a feel-good
No
moment
doubt.
kind of thing that it has to be a positive experience for them, or they're never going to recommend you, or never purchase whatever you're trying to sell to them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just the way it's going to be with weddings, right?
Yeah, and
It's
I
a
believe
very
it.
personal purchase. Every purchase they
Yeah.
make.
Well, but this guy, it's almost, and I think he's probably losing business for other events as well, probably proms and whatever else besides weddings.
Sure.
I 100% agree with you, Judy, but it's like he's taking this concept of making people feel good,
Yeah.
and it's like for him, it's opposite day. Let's do the opposite and make people feel miserable.
Oh,
How
good
can we
Lord.
piss people off? So I think the guy's got problems. That's my
Yeah.
personal guess. I mean, if you're running a show and you're managing the hall, and you're miserable to the point where, I don't know what his situation is. Maybe he lost his dog, or maybe he's got a gambling addiction, or I don't know. Maybe he's got some serious issues. But if
If
you're
he had a gambling addiction, you'd think he would get everybody in those doors as possible so he can make
You would
more
think,
money.
right?
He
more
can
money,
gamble more.
well, he probably doesn't have a
Feed the
gambling
need.
addiction then.
Feed the need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's like, here's the thing, though. This is at some point in time, what is the way with we measure whether or not your business is a success, right? Money.
Yeah.
We use
Yeah.
money. So I'm sure they got to be hurting, and at some point in
Yeah.
time, it's going to
You
come
would
to
think.
it's going to come to fruition, and they're going to say, you
Yep.
know what? We're
Yeah.
not we're not making as much money as we could.
And why are we
Let's
not?
have a look.
They'll go
Maybe
back and
it's this
see.
guy.
They'll see the history. They'll see the
So,
history.
so that's so important. So yeah, and I try really, really hard. When I have this couple sit down with me, because I've noticed that weddings are becoming fewer and fewer. People, it's a social thing. People are just not getting married as much as they used to, and when they come in, she's a nurse, he's an engineer. They're good people, good families, good wedding. You tell they're throwing some money at it, and so I want to really, like, all my clients that I value, I want to make a good impression. So I go extra, extra hard. As I feel, I always try and do a good job doing that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird. I don't even know if I should be saying this, but I follow a structure, right? I follow a pattern. Okay. I say, congratulations, James. I think you taught me that. First thing you tell them, shake your hand and look them in the eye. Congratulations.
Yep.
Now let's have a sit, and then we talk, and I say, so how's the wedding plans going?
Yeah.
How did you guys meet? I can pretty much, like, nobody really kind of shies away from that and says, well, we want to know about the prices. That generally doesn't happen. They want to converse because we're talking about them, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody wants
Yeah.
to talk about themselves.
yeah. So then my structure is I talk about, okay, I got to tell you a little bit about, before we get into the packages and all, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. So I give them my philosophy. And it's really all a big fat sales pitch, but it's valuable, right? And I want them to feel good.
But
about
it's
the things
also
they're doing.
it is a sales pitch, right? We've all done it. But the thing is,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all true. So
Yeah.
you
Well,
know.
except for that part where I tell them I'm 28 years old. That's not true.
No. Well, I think they can figure that out for themselves there, Rob. Sorry.
No, I actually,
He's a
actually
mature looking 28.
first thing I tell them is I say, look, I've been shooting weddings since I was 21. I'm 58 years old now, so that's a lot of water under the bridge.
Yeah.
And I say, I know it sounds like I'm old. I said, but I'm in great health. And I look at the bride when I say this. I say, I love shooting weddings. I still love shooting weddings to this day. It's one of the most important events in a person's life. And I could see her eyes just light up a little bit.
Yeah.
And because it's really important, I believe, to her to hear that.
Sure.
And who
It
else?
is.
So I'm kind of taking something which is like, I'm probably older than their freaking parents, man. That's a
In
scary
some
thought.
cases, you may be.
I think in most cases.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
know.
this couple, they were like 28, so they're pretty young.
Can I interject 1 second? When when you tell them I love shooting weddings,
Yep.
right? Because I've never said that, but like to them, to their face. But the thing is, when you say I love shooting weddings, and how long you've been doing it, they probably think in their head right at that instance, oh, it is about the wedding and photography, not so much about making money. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's what they're thinking. Like, oh, how much is it going to get a charge? Oh, it's not really all about that. He actually enjoys his job. He, you know.
Yeah.
So that's a whole other affirmation of
I think
putting them at ease.
Yeah.
So that's my structure.
When you can say to them that you've done it for as long as you've done it, then there's longevity there. That obviously there has to be some coalition between how long you've been doing it and actually liking what you do, right?
Yeah,
so,
I don't want to.
And I think people respond positively just to that idea.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, the average person changes jobs every 3 to 4 years.
Wow.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. So, and that's actually getting shorter with this, the technology age and everything like that. The amount of time that a person spends at any particular job changes quite frequently. They say that men are likely to go through a complete career change in their 30s. So what's happening is you've got these people and you're hitting these people during a time in their life when they're constantly evolving and changing. So when they think about what you're doing and how long you're doing it for, they're like, wow.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, really? And that's just using basic.
No,
but seriously, that's basic statistics, right? Like, if you love it and you're doing it that much.
Well, I want to take what could be an elephant in the room. He's an old guy. He's grizzled. He doesn't know what the hell he's stuck in 1989. I want to take that right away and address that and prove to them that that's not me at all. So that's why I get it.
Okay, Rob, remember like when you're like, say, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, you think about the old grizzled photographers that were in the area, right? So think about them right now. Do you compare yourself to them at all? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't, right? Completely different.
No,
right?
Completely different. Yeah.
Like, completely different. The old grizzled guy. I don't think people will think of you at all in that way. Like,
but I think it's important that I address that. Otherwise, that might be left hanging, and it might be left as a.
As long as you don't say flippity flu in somewhere in your speech.
Yeah.
And I start drooling.
Well, I think a lot of those photographers back then didn't go through the kind of evolution that photography constantly goes through now all the time, right? Like,
the changes. So, Judy,
we were kind of lucky that we came into it just kind of at the beginning of all that, right?
Yeah.
So we've kind of grown with it, but a lot of those older photographers never did.
No, I was thinking about that yesterday. You know, when photography got invented back in like whatever, 1845, whatever.
Yeah.
During the Civil War, it really started to take root because they took a lot of pictures back in those days. From then up until the 50s, really black and white was the dominant. Film was black and white. I mean, color was available, but nobody really shot color until like professionally in studios and what have you, and on weddings until the 70s. Did you know that, James?
I did
not know that. I didn't know that.
I did not know
70s. Yeah, I guess so. 60s, late 60s, early 70s. It kind of came in there.
Color was around, but
was that because of the developing?
Yeah, it was expensive. Consider digital photography. In the early 90s, to buy a digital camera was like $40,000. So you use that as a metaphor and an analogy. So
right.
The expense to get in was really high, and then as it dropped and it became more accessible, then it took over, and all of a sudden everyone started shooting color. Well, it was like, a real novelty. People put it in there.
My first compact flash card, which was like 500 megabytes, was like $600 or something. Right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and now you buy a 32 for like $50. I mean,
$99 if you know where to shop.
What I'm getting at then is you got this timeline, black and white. Okay? Yeah. Then color came along. Then from color to digital was only
very short time.
25 years.
Yeah.
Well, that's 1970 to 1995. Well, let's say, okay, let's be fair, 30 years.
Yeah, maybe
That's
19,
that's nothing.
maybe 2000, right?
Well, it was for me. It was
2000.
2001.
You remember when I got
When did you go digital?
2001.
2000?
Okay.
Remember when I got my Mamiya 645? I was all excited because I saved up for a medium format camera because I'm going up to the next level, like the professional
Did you get one of
photographer
those?
type camera. Yeah, I got a nice little Mamiya 645A or whatever, and then like I don't know, 3 months later the digital thing came out.
Digital? Oh my
And,
god.
yeah, I didn't have it long at all. I think I
Wow.
only shot like 4 or 5
Yeah, I
weddings
didn't
with
go
it.
digital until so I shot film for 5 years. And I went
think
digital in
that's it.
2004.
Well, yeah, you were actually still pretty early, Judy.
Yeah?
A lot
Yeah.
of photographers, pros that have been in the game, they didn't switch till 5 and 6 and 7. They were sort of reluctant to get in it, and then they did.
Yeah, I went to that when Nikon came out, you remember with the D70s?
Yep.
That was my first
I
digital
don't remember
camera.
that camera.
But see, for film, I shot Minolta.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Minolta.
And
They had
my
nice
Minolta
lenses.
cameras.
Really like their lenses.
Yeah,
So-
Split view prisms, you know.
it's just
So-
Minoltas were like beasts back then, you know?
Too bad they dropped out of the race when digital came around. You know,
I
they
know.
tried, but
They
didn't
tried,
really,
but it didn't happen. Yeah.
So you got these changes in the industry, and those are almost, I think, compared to what you were talking about when the average person goes through X amount of changes, career changes.
Yeah.
For photographers, you could almost say it's technology or new studio locations,
Yeah. Oh my God.
myself included.
Yeah, me too. I'm the same. I'm the same.
I must have moved studios 9 times in my career. And look at you, James. James, you went from weddings and whatever to just totally switching to a whole new niche.
It's
Yeah.
basically a career change, pretty well.
Yeah.
Basically.
Me too. Me too.
Things change.
Same thing. And now I'm going through another career change
What are you doing
Yeah,
now?
what are you doing now?
with the retouching,
Oh, okay.
right?
The what?
The retouching.
Oh, the retouching, yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, I'm insanely busy, going crazy with that.
Are you really?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I just, what is it altogether this week? I'll hit like the 400 image mark.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So,
All right,
lots.
so let me ask you this. Are you loving it?
Oh, yeah, I love just because they're not my images. I think I'd go crazy if they were my images that I was
Interesting
retouching.
you say that.
How much time do you spend in front of a monitor?
A lot.
Yeah,
It depends, like the average job goes anywhere from 20 images up to 80 images, right? And then
Yeah.
depending on how hard the job is, it takes me I do anywhere from 6 to 10 images an hour.
Right.
What I'm doing. That's my average, right? So you figure if I've got a 60 image job
Yeah.
and I'm doing 6 images an hour, that's 10 hours in front of the
10 hours.
computer. Yeah.
And you're
The
loving
likelihood
it.
is, what's that?
And you're loving it.
Yeah. And I don't like to do it in the morning. So a lot of times I won't start it until lunchtime.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I just find in the morning I like to get all the little jobs, my own personal little jobs done, sort of
Mhm.
putz around a
Mhm.
little bit.
Mhm.
And then right at lunchtime I hunker down and I start, and it's like, and I just finish whatever I've got to finish. Today I had 2 weddings I had to cull through today, so it was all together like 11,000 images I had to cull through.
Wow.
Yeah,
How many?
11,000,
11,000.
2 weddings. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. 7,500 in one and 3,500 in another one.
That was
Jesus,
what you
would
shot?
did you like the other couple better?
Dude, one was one I shot,
Yeah.
a second shot for somebody, and I shot
Okay.
a second shot 3,500 images. So I had to cull that down for her because she doesn't want to see all of them. She just wants the good ones, right? And then the other one was the other guy I shoot for, who normally shoots like 10 to 11,000
Wow.
images per wedding. And this
Crazy.
one was only 7,500, which is not. The next, he's already given me the next one, and that's like 12,000 images.
Yeah, and then the last wedding I had, I shot 486. They were real.
There's good.
How much did you make on it?
Oh, but that's crazy, right? But
Yeah.
that's how he shoots. I mean, that's how he
Yeah.
gets the images he gets. I mean, I just can't come out with that many images. I mean, I average usually about 3,500 to 4,000 a wedding. That's like 10 hours. We're talking 10 to 12 hours.
Two
That's about
cameras
what I
going.
come out with. Yeah. Yeah, two cameras going always, and then some lens changes in there, and
Well,
that
usually
kind of
when you're
thing.
taking multiple shots of a scene, it's usually the candids and stuff like that. Like usually when you're doing any
Yes.
formal type of pictures, you're like, 4 or 5 shots. All right, we got it. Like,
Yeah, on to the
yeah.
next whatever, but yeah.
So Judy,
Yeah.
what's he shooting mostly if he's shooting that many images? Because that's way off the charts.
Yeah,
Is,
what do
is it
you
like
want to know?
80 shots of the bridal party and then
Yeah,
another party, like 70 shots? Or is
like
it all?
insane.
Okay. So that's what's causing that high number count.
Yeah. Like, okay, so uh 8,000 images, and out of 8,000 images, 3 to 4,000 are just photo shoot of just the
Jesus,
couple.
how many
Okay.
different scenarios is he shooting?
Yeah.
Why
And
does
then
he do that?
I don't know. There was one Jewish wedding he did. Now, I mean, Jewish weddings are kind of crazy because you got that big hora and all that stuff like that goes on at Jewish weddings. And there was one Jewish wedding where it was about 17,000 images he shot, and his
Yeah.
second shooter shot, I think, 11,000 images.
No.
Okay. So you put that together and you've got to edit through all that. But the hora alone was like 2,500 images because it went on and on and on and on and on and on. So he tells me, don't edit that, I'll do it.
Really?
Right? So there's certain portions that I don't actually edit through.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So they don't get of the, let's say, of each 100 shots that he shoots, will they get like? No. Well, let me put it
No.
this way.
He delivers, okay, his typical delivery is 1,000.
Shit. Well, why does he take so many? I'm trying to
I don't know.
understand that.
I don't get it.
Is it
But
fear?
that's how he does it. That's how he builds that story, right?
Yeah.
And that's his thing, and that's how
He
he does
probably
it.
has more. He probably has more story than he needs, but he
Yes.
doesn't know which part of the story he wants to use to tell the story.
Exactly. So once he pieces it
Well,
all
I don't
together.
know, man. It sounds like he's repeating a lot, and there's not a lot of story and repetition.
Well, the other thing he does, okay, and this is something that not all photographers do this. He does have his camera set on continuous mode, so continuous shutter mode, right? So, I mean, there's a lot of times he'll move away, and I'll get picture of the floor, like the process of the camera going down.
All right.
Because
All
he's
right.
going for the other camera and bringing the other camera. You get what I mean? You know what I mean, right?
Is he really
it's
high
like,
strung?
Wait,
it's
yeah, I don't think I've ever. I don't think I've
And he's
ever. When I
using-
switch cameras, I usually. Yeah, I don't think I've ever.
It's bizarre.
no, and I don't do that either. But he's got those crazy ass heavy duty.
When you're looking
Canon
through all the
cameras.
images, is it like a time lapse?
A little bit.
Do
It
you know what I
can
mean?
be.
Like is he
Yes.
taking, like, is he just holding the shutter down and just
Yeah.
basically just spraying
Yes.
everything? And
Well, it's like
that's why he's taking so.
yes, and that's what's happening.
That's why.
And then, like he's
Yeah, I
got.
never-
That's crazy.
And he shoots, so he also shoots, and this is not something I've adapted, even though my camera will do it, is the auto ISO. I refuse to.
I do
And
that all the
after-
time.
Well, and
Yeah, I
after
don't.
seeing his images, I won't do it because they look like shit. He has an issue where he'll go from indoors and the exposure's fine, and he's stepping outdoors, and
Yeah.
it takes a while for the camera to kick in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's
And
probably not
so-
adjusting.
And I don't know, because, it's like,
But
so
here's the
then,
thing. Here's the thing with auto ISO. When I'm inside, like that last wedding I shot, I didn't use a flash at all. So I'm auto ISO. I'm shooting at 1.8 at about 100th of a second with my 85 mil.
yeah.
Right? I'm shooting at about
Same thing.
10,000.
I just don't use
10,000
auto
ISO.
ISO.
So when I go outside, the auto ISO is irrelevant. I gotta change my aperture
Yes.
because I shoot on manual. I don't know, is he shooting manual?
Yeah.
You gotta
As
make.
far as I know,
Maybe
yeah.
maybe it's not the camera, Judy. Maybe it's him. He's not
It
adjusting.
could very well be. And then I noticed, and he said the problem's himself, and it's something to do with how the autofocus is kicking in. Now,
Right.
I don't shoot Canon. I shoot Nikon. So when I shoot with, like, when he's telling me all this stuff, I'm like, well, that's your friggin' camera, not me.
So you're a real photographer then, Judy.
Well, it's like, you know what? I want to be in 100% in control, so I make the decisions. That's it, right?
James is Canon.
Yeah, you're Canon.
Judy's Nikon, and I'm Sony. Hey, that's kind of interesting. Never thought of that before.
I know, right? All three different.
And we talk about Minoltas and Mamiya's.
Mamiya.
Okay, Judy.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm trying to wrap. What if the guy watches this and he gets all mad at you for talking about him?
Well, he won't know. No, Steve knows. Okay, he knows. I told him he's crazy because he.
Right.
Steve,
Steve,
I don't even know. I don't even know who it is, so it doesn't really matter.
No, and I'm not gonna. Yeah, but his you know,
We're gonna
I
call
tell
him
him all the
Steve.
time, and he knows. Like, he actually admits
Yeah.
that. Yeah. He's
Has he been
like.
shooting a long time?
Like, oh yeah, as long as me. He started out the same way. Started out shooting film. You know? Yeah. So, he's been shooting a long time. But he admits he shoots too much.
That's a lot.
I can't hear you, Rob.
That's a lot.
I know.
I haven't.
Can you hear Rob talk for a second? Oh, we lost audio. Okay.
Good.
Uh-oh.
It's back.
Uh-oh.
It's back.
There it is.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thought we had more time.
You guys look like you're. What's that?
We're like, oh shit,
Damn, I
lost
thought we had
Rob.
more time.
No, don't.
Were you guys
Wait.
talk? Can you guys hear each other when the audio going out?
We can hear each other.
We can hear each other. We couldn't hear you.
All right. Yeah, you guys. I couldn't hear you guys either. So.
I know that
Okay.
window. That's
So
a great
I'm
window.
curious about this guy again. I just want to talk for another minute on him because I'm curious. Well, here's the thing. I tend to overshoot, but I'm like, how the hell do you go to that level? And I remember James. I remember, you know, I learned a lot from you. You know, because you learn from other people when you're around them. You just automatically do. That's why I like the idea of assisting. So Judy, if you ever want an assistant, I'll literally come down, carry your gear for free. Just to be, I think it's cool. It's low pressure.
Well,
do your job.
You glean a lot of stuff off of how
Yeah.
people interact. They
Sure
do things.
you
You're
do.
like, oh my god, that was smart. I never thought of that. Like, I got to do that.
Yeah.
I would literally
that's-
assist
yeah.
my 21-year-old daughter. I don't care. But here's the thing. I remember, James used to do this. James used to set up a shot to boom, 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 go, do a quick test. Everything's working. All right, get the couple. Look at the camera. Oh, that's good, man. We're good. All right. He put his thumbs up in the air. All right, next. Fuck, you're not going to take 25 of that? He get it. One shot. I was like,
Well, because all you're going to deliver to them is one shot, right?
well, you had a lot of confidence, man.
Or you
And I'm like,
you might do a few different angles and a couple of different vantage points, but that's it.
Now here's the thing.
James, you were never an overshooter.
So yes, I used to do the one shot thing, be like, oh,
Or
man.
2 shots, you know, but very minimal.
Usually if I'm staging something and I got the lighting and everything outdoors, I probably 5 or 6. Now, if I do take one shot and I say, oh, that's awesome, it's crap, complete crap. I need to change everything up. It's not working.
You tricked me.
It's not working, right? It's like, oh, this, like maybe I had the
You just
composition wrong,
never let the
something. But
client know that it
you
was
just
crap.
never let the client go. We're like, all right, let's move on.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Now, to Rob's credit, though, I did have times where I'd set up all my lights and everything, and I'd do like that test shot. You know, the first test shot, and I'd be like, it's like perfect. Like, yes, I love those. When you set everything up and you set all your camera settings and you take that one shot just to see what everything's done, and it's like perfect. You don't even have to change it.
Yeah.
Even that one time you had your father-in-law, your stepdad, make you the styrene, was that glass material? You made a mini aquarium.
Yeah.
Put water in there and rocks, and it was
that was
transparent.
complicated, sir.
You shot a light through the bottom, and you had these drill bits, metallic drill bits, and you put a red
video.
on
We
the
have
bottom.
video of that. That's a
Yeah,
good guess.
but I remember then he was like, bam, and you just took minimal shots. It was just like, because it worked. It was just like,
That's what, wow. That was always when digital, since digital came around, right?
but here's the thing. Here's what I think worked for you. And this is
What's
what
that?
I think is the challenge with this other guy that Judy's doing the workflow. I think you have a strong ability to visualize beforehand because of all the drugs you did in your life. No, because
Probably disagree with you. Yeah, you know what? Sort of. Yeah,
sort of.
maybe.
I think
But
you have that.
I think we all have that.
Well, we do,
It's
but
just,
I think you
we all have
especially
it
have it a
in
little bit more.
Well, the
different
one
ways.
thing about Steve that I can say about him, when you take all of us into consideration,
Yeah.
he is more of a photojournalist. Most definitely more of a storyteller.
Right.
So when I look at his image, I see a lot more of that in his images than I do in my own. And that's because
how's his retouching?
I wait. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Well, he does all of his own processing. I don't do any of that.
No way.
All I'm doing is culling it down to a more manageable group. Hmm?
You don't do anything else.
I don't do any of his no. I don't do his Lightroom processing or anything like that. I'm literally just doing the
You're just
photo
calling the
mechanics.
images for the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but my next question then is, who processes in Lightroom? Let's talk
His
about
son.
that. Yeah,
His
but
son
in
does
general,
it.
I mean, who uses Lightroom? I'm joking.
Everybody uses Lightroom.
No, not everybody.
I do.
I did. I have it. I've used it.
We have it. My
I
wife
do.
uses it for proving. But I always said that people who use Lightroom don't know how to use Photoshop.
Oh, well, I know how to use both. But
Yeah.
I don't.
Do you do everything in Lightroom, or do you go to a certain point and then import into Photoshop?
I'm teasing, by the way.
I just do my exposure balance levels in Lightroom because it's like snap, like that. Literally takes me, for one boudoir session, 10 minutes. It's done.
Right.
Done.
That's pretty good.
And then then Photoshop is for finishing the images.
Hey, Judy, you have to show me how you do that.
How I do Lightroom? I'm fast in Lightroom.
Because I did Bill Guy, he's had many webinars on Lightroom, and because I had to watch them because I hosted them, and I still never got it. It's kind of like one of those things.
Why don't you do a webinar there, Judy?
I probably should.
Lightroom.
Now the other thing too, though, is I also use a tool in Lightroom that I don't know if you've ever heard of Motibodo. So it is
That's a guy from Casablanca.
No, it's like a skin that goes over your keyboard, okay?
Right.
And you program it into your Lightroom program, and all of your keys are there. Bang, 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 bang.
Like hotkeys.
Yes, it's like a hotkeys thing, but it's just over your regular keyboard. And man, it's made me fast.
Okay, forget it. I don't want to know how you do your workflow. It's just complicated.
That's too much work.
How much is the
but there are regular shortcuts to all of your stuff too, right? Like your exposure control and your blacks and your whites and all that stuff like that. That's what I do in Photoshop. I mean, in Lightroom. Photoshop is where I retouch the image and do my color and black and white finishing is in Photoshop.
I knew that about your workflow. I remember you saying that years ago.
Yeah, it hasn't changed.
Bill Guy has always said that, in his opinion, Lightroom is going to replace Photoshop. He's always felt that way. He feels it's so comprehensive.
Well, it's comprehensive, but you still can't retouch. You can't do the same retouch level in Lightroom, even close. Not even close. He kind of
claims he can, but that's just him.
Yeah, you can't.
He's really old.
Yeah, I know. You can't.
He's really
from
old.
the point of view of me saying, because I do the retouching, like fashion style retouching.
Yeah.
You cannot do that in Lightroom.
Cool.
You can get it close, but you can't finish. In Capture One, you can do more.
Yeah.
Than Lightroom.
So James, have you ever tried Lightroom, and or what's your opinion
Yeah.
on it?
No, I've used it. I shot raw for 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh,
You just
what I
didn't
expected.
need it.
What I expected.
What's that?
Huh?
Yeah, I just don't need it.
No.
No.
Eh?
No,
Did you get to the
yeah,
point where it was like, why am I doing this? I mean, I'm not getting anything
it's
out of it.
exactly what it. I mean, yeah, I'm you know what? I'm old school in this way. I've been shooting the same way. I've always
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
I shot raw because one of my clients wants the raw files. Their graphic designers is an in-house for the company. So then I just said, you know what? I'll start playing with Lightroom, which I did, and you know, went through, tried some retouching and stuff like that in Lightroom, and it was just like, honestly, it took me 3 times longer. So I was
Yeah.
just like, and I just didn't see that benefit again, like, you know.
Yeah. I hear
Especially what I'm doing, because like when I'm shooting now, I'm literally taking 4 or 5 images max of the scenario because nothing's really moving,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
So
You're getting it. You're getting it in camera. So I hear photographers say that Lightroom, or shooting raw, sorry, has saved their ass, which I'm like, I don't understand that because, you know, I've never found myself in a situation where I had my ass. This is going to sound like I'm bragging, but I'm sure you understand where I'm coming from. You know, I really do try very, 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 very hard to get it in camera, or not at all.
yeah,
Just, you know, but I'm like, that concept of getting it, saving your ass. I mean, I've never really found myself in that
now
situation. So
I
so
do see like, sorry to interrupt you. Are you done,
that's
Rob?
okay. I was done.
Sorry. Like I do see the other side though. Like I'm not saying like no, you
Oh yeah.
don't need it. I don't need it for what I do, but I do see the other side. Whereas, like a lot of people, especially if they're shooting portraits or whatever, they like to redo the same portrait 4 different ways. You know, different presentation style like that. You know, whereas whenever I did a portrait, once it was retouched, I literally never touched it again. That's once it
Yeah.
was retouched, it
Yeah.
was done. And then I guess yeah, some people just I don't want to. I'm not going to say it's some people like that safety net. It's not a safety net. Some people were born into using RAW when they started photography.
And
That's
that was
just
me.
it. Either they went to a school, a class, or mentored under somebody, and that's what they shot, and that's just what it is. So it's not a safety net. It's just a choice of life. You know,
Yep. I
like
taught
why I'm with
myself.
Canon. Why am I
I
with Canon?
taught
Because my
myself
first
that.
camera was a Canon.
Well,
Canon.
you know, and I
So
mean, from shooting Minolta and shooting film, if we go back that far, right?
yeah,
I overexposed all my images
right.
slightly, right?
Yeah,
I have not, that habit's still there. I still have a tendency
yeah.
to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So because
You should go see Bob Newhart.
because I shoot film. I mean, because I shoot women and their skin, you
Yeah.
overexpose, they look better.
Just stop it.
So
Just
I
stop
do
it.
it, right?
Just stop.
And then
Stop it.
everything goes, I know, but it works for me.
Well,
So that's
it
how you
does,
do it.
but in that sense, it makes sense.
So it works, you know?
It's a strategy that makes sense. So, Judy, how do you, back to your workflow with using both Lightroom and Photoshop? Obviously, you're shooting RAW. You import them into Lightroom as a RAW file. So the conversion is happening in Lightroom?
Yeah.
What about the conversion RAW filter thingy in Photoshop? What's it called again?
Bridge?
RAW?
Yeah,
No,
slow.
Yeah.
not Bridge.
Camera Raw.
Yeah, whatever this one is here.
Adobe Camera Raw.
Yeah, Camera Raw right here. Is that the same thing as Lightroom?
Yes and no. Not really.
Looks the same.
Okay, so that's Bridge. Okay, that's what's doing your algorithms for you in Camera Raw in Photoshop is Bridge. Right. The algorithms in behind are slightly different because I've actually taken the same batch of images and I've compared them side by side.
Yeah.
And my D700 images look better in Lightroom.
No kidding.
Yes. So it's just a matter, and that's not doing anything to them.
So you're suggesting don't use the Adobe Photoshop?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
do the test. Do the test.
Like you may, just like, okay, take Capture One. Looks different again.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I actually like the way my images look best in Capture One. And that's without nothing done to them. So, because you have to figure all of these programs have algorithms that work in the background that interpret all your raw data, right?
Well, I figured Lightroom and Photoshop would be the same because it's
no,
the
they're
same
not.
thing.
No.
Bastards! It's a conspiracy. I knew it. I knew it.
It's not. It just.
I thought it was all the same.
No, it's not. Unfortunately,
like
no.
A raw processor is a raw.
What it does with your highlights, your lowlights, your blacks, your whites, and all that stuff, it's all completely different.
So the one in Bridge, aka Photoshop, and the one in Lightroom was different for you. That doesn't necessarily mean it's better or worse.
No.
It's just what you notice.
It's whichever one you prefer. I know a lot of boudoir photographers that use Bridge.
Really?
Yeah. That's because that's what they like, right?
Can you convert RAW in Bridge?
Yes. That's what Bridge is, a raw processing pro. You put your raw images in, export to JPEG. So that's what I do, right? I export to JPEG and I do all my finishing work in Photoshop on my JPEGs.
So when I go to my camera raw filter in Photoshop, you're saying that's the same as Bridge.
Yeah.
All right. You're so smart.
It's the same algorithm that's interpreting it. Yeah.
You're using that algorithm
to add when I shot raw. Because I'm sure somebody will, if they ever watch this, will say something. I did do the tests, looking at, working, because I had the JPEGs as well. So I did the same thing to both of them.
Yeah.
And there's no difference.
No.
Yeah. In the end, as long as you get it right in camera. So, anyways, interesting. I'm going to get a big T-shirt that's going to say, I shoot JPEG. I'm going to get a big hair.
Yeah.
I'm making fun of that guy on YouTube. I forget his name. But
whatever. Yeah. So.
It's all good, man.
Flu. But everybody you get used to what you do, right? Like you do what you do, and so it's like my way of looking at it is I don't say what one person does is right or wrong. It's all a matter of what. That's it. Whatever works for you.
That's correct. I agree. I don't like it when somebody comes up to me and says I'm doing it wrong. No, you go.
No. It's the same thing if somebody says, "Oh, well, if you shoot Canon, you're doing it wrong." No, come on. Or gee, I can't match Canon and Nikon images. Bullshit, because you can't. It's bullshit. It's just because you don't want to.
I love it when people talk about cameras and this and that and megapixels and all that. It's just.
Well, I mean, okay, so perfect example.
Hey, how many megapixels is your camera? 486.
Yeah, like who cares? No, but I mean, perfect example was back at the end of May, I second shot a wedding with Steve, my friend, the guy that I did. He shoots all Canon,
right.
I shoot all Nikon. But I'll tell you, he's delivering it, and they all look the same.
They do, right?
So it's all a matter of how you process and put your images together.
They look the same after you're done processing them.
Yes. He actually loves the way my D700 images go with. I think he's working with a 1DX Mark III or something, one of those high-end $10,000, $15,000 Canon cameras. That's what he's.
Pictures must be really good.
Yeah, no, but he's got two of those, and he's got those because he shoots so much, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're rated high for the number of shutter actuations.
Keep going and keep going. Well, your D700s keep going. I mean, geez, that's.
Yeah, those things are still going. They haven't died. 3 of them, and they're still going strong.
I lost 4 lights last month.
I know you were saying that, right?
And my good one, and since then, my Canon 582, if I haven't told you, it died.
Is that 5?
So is that 5 flashing?
Like my main camera. That is.
Or your camera.
That is 5 freaking flashes. It is.
5 flashes. Wow.
5 flashes. Well, 4 flashes and a strobe.
Well, it's really interesting because I'm kind of getting back into the whole wedding thing, right? Mm-hmm. And I went to Henry's and I bought the Cameron brand, which is the Henry's brand, and I bought the manual ones, which are like they're $150. That's it, right? Good. And let me tell you, those things, man, oh my gosh, they're so awesome.
Are they really?
Randy Sarton saw my post and sends me private email and says, go on Amazon and pick up these flashes here. Where are we here?
Which ones are they?
Right?
Oh, yeah,
Newer.
I've seen those.
Yeah, like, right. So I got them for like, I think I got $50 I paid each.
No.
And they're just manual, right?
Maybe. Yeah, it's strictly manual, built-in slaves. That's all they do. No zoom head or nothing. Just strictly power on, power off, up and down. Right? It's exactly what I need, right?
But they
So I
trigger.
picked up- I
But
picked
you've
up-
got.
I
They've
picked
got.
up both.
Do they have
Oh,
the
no,
master
you can-
slave?
No. Oh yeah, they got the slave and all that internal, and then you just they've got the sync cord for the
Oh, okay.
flash, right? For
Okay.
Pocket Wizards or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So I picked up 4 of them. And I think it was like $148 or something after everything. From
That's
Amazon
pretty
it was
good.
free.
Yeah, the Camerons are a little bit nice. Like they've got the master slave, and they've got all the group, just like almost like a Nikon. The only thing they don't do is they're manual. They're not high-speed
Yeah.
sync, right?
Yeah.
So, but they have the groups and all of the different settings and everything on the
Yeah.
back and all that stuff. But they also have, which I think I'm going to get, is the trigger that you can put on the camera.
Yeah.
Yes. I
So
love
I'm going
that.
to get, yes, right?
You want to see my trigger?
Yeah.
Where's yours?
It's an app.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sony has an app, and it communicates via Bluetooth.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I could shoot right from here, or I can go on an iPad.
I used to have my Pocket Wizards hooked up to mine to trigger the shutter,
Wow.
but
Shoot and
the
preview
cord
right
died.
on my phone.
That's cool that Sony does that. That's handy.
Yeah, that's very cool.
So I'm going to try some of that. Their lat painting, the John Hartman stuff.
Yeah.
Let me show you my flashes. Okay, I bought this. This is the big Sony. This is like an $800 flash. I
Yeah.
picked it up for $300 used off of Facebook. $350 used off of a Facebook page group. And this is the one I borrowed from the guy that works at Henry's.
Oh yeah. I haven't given it back yet. It's been 3 years.
I borrowed it from him. He never uses it. I'm like, let me borrow it. The reason I borrowed it is because I may buy one of these. They're expensive. This one's like $380. But
Yeah,
what I
but
want to do is high-speed sync. So, and it does it. These talk to each other, high-speed sync, so I can shoot at 2,000 of a second outdoors.
There was a flash that I found that I actually purchased on Amazon before Randy sent me that email.
Oh yeah?
Oh, I should go in and look at it because it was around $79 or $80, and it had high-speed sync on it. And it was for you get them dedicated to your Nikon, Canon.
Yeah, or Canon camera,
I
right?
should find out what that is, Rob. You should see.
Well, I'm kind of deep. I'm up to my neck in alligators now with flashes, so
Yeah, you've already, that's it.
I've already done it.
Yeah, but
I've
it's
done it
spending 300 or 400 or 500
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
and 80.
Well, see, I mean, and then the thing is, like, the reality is that I'm not going to invest the kind of money that it costs to buy a Nikon flash now.
I
They're
can.
expensive.
Yeah, and I mean, for in the studio, I have strobes, so I don't need.
Mm-hmm.
My stuff takes a shit kicking. There's no way I want to spend $500 on a flash.
No,
Because
right?
you're a cowboy.
I don't guarantee it survives the next shoot.
Hey,
No.
James, how many flashes do you bring on a typical shoot? And Judy, next question, same question to you for weddings.
How many flash?
Yeah.
On a typical shoot, I usually have 5 flashes on me, and then I'll have my suitcase with 3 strobes and battery packs in the car on location in case I need it.
In case you need them, do you ever have to go to the car and pull them out?
Sometimes. I mean, not when I'm underground. When I'm underground, yeah, I've got.
I got to go back on surface.
I got 5 flashes with me, and then I've got 2, one big LED panel, and then I got 2 other small LED panels.
That's cool. Where'd you
Yeah.
get those panels, by the way? Speaking
I bought
about,
them at Henry's.
were they expensive?
The big bastard was. And you know what? If you ever want to borrow it, Rob, to see if you like them, go ahead, because I usually don't use them all the time. It's strictly for a specific type of underground shoot that I do.
So it's a LED light.
Yeah, and it's got it's actually not bad. You can like dumb it down and
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's got batteries?
yeah, it's got batteries. It's got a remote for it. You can remote up and down.
wow.
Power it.
Unbelievable.
Like I said, if you want to borrow it, Rob, let me know. Play around with it. It's cool. Like I do. Like if I do, like when I do portraits underground, Like sometimes, depending on the lighting that's available from the machines, I'll use these instead of my strobes because I can balance it better.
You just crank the ISO up.
Again, I bought and I use my 50 there, but again, it's such a rare like I bought that and then I'm like sitting there like, why did I buy it? Because I'm probably not going to use it again for another year. You know what I mean? It's just
got caught.
I've used it more for these webinars. And
than anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like that when it comes to equipment. Well, I better have it in case I need it.
I think we all are.
But you're not that bad. I mean, so
No, I'm not that bad. I'm back down to like the dime store cameraman, man. Whatever. Like I'm using as cheap gear as I can. I go through the gear.
Irony. You're doing full time and you're doing hard work and you're billing people and on minimal equipment and equipment you're getting is just like it's almost like bare bones. You know what I mean?
It is bare bones.
And but I know photographers, not to diss anybody else. That's not my goal. That are buying huge amounts of equipment. It's like you got too much time and too much money. Why are you buying a $12,000 100 megapixel camera?
Because they're doing something right. Because they got too much time and they got too much money, which is us. Nah. I got all this money and I got nothing to do. Life is grand.
It's keeping the industry going. It's keeping the wheels turning. The economy going. Somebody's getting work out of it, but
it's like going out and buying those pro photo lights. It's like you don't need those. Yeah. I mean, they're nice, but it's like
those just to say I had pro photo, but I know what exactly.
Are they expensive? I don't even know what they're talking about.
Oh yeah,
they're expensive. But when I was at the PPOC there, we were at the trade show. I looked at lights. I looked at cordless lights, everything to see what I could use, and it's like. Yeah, no, I'm not spending $1,100 on that little light there to take underground only to have it trip over on something and smash into 1,000 pieces or
exactly.
land in a puddle of pancake batter. So no, I'm not going to. I'd like to,
but you're not going to. No.
But I'm not going to. It's not for me. And then the thing is like I just don't need it either, right?
No.
Light is light. Light is light.
I wouldn't do that at a wedding either because it could get destroyed there too. The only place where you're secure when you're buying those expensive lights is if you're in a controlled environment.
Yeah. I had a guy that works in the mines email me last week because I did pictures and I did them and he was in one of the pictures and he's a photographer as well. And he'll do some shots around the facility. He's got, I think, Nikon flashes. And he sends me an email. He says, "Oh, I just saw the images that you took of us in the furnace, and wow, the lighting was really awesome and all that. You've inspired me to go out and buy some strobes now and this and that." And I just basically my reply was, "Listen, man, light is light. Like like don't go out and spend a crap load of money on strobes, dude. Like I told him I just bought the last flash I just bought is $50. Like don't be that guy. Don't
light first."
Well, that's it, right? Having more expensive light is not going to make a
doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. But, and he does well with the Nikon flashes. So it's like, don't spend your money. Don't spend your money.
No, because Nikon flashes are expensive enough.
No, exactly.
So, but on that note, I've been sort of thinking I would like to have one really good light as my main light in my studio and get my Octodome. It's got so many miles on it. It's falling apart. But I was thinking maybe I should get one Elling Chrome because when they output, they're consistent. The Alien Beam, they sort of waver a little bit. This is my main light.
Claude Gagnon has a crap load of Elling Chrome stuff.
Yeah.
To get rid of.
This is probably older. But I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I'm going to do it. But James, do you remember speaking about light and on camera flash, the strobo frame?
Strobo frame.
Do you still have that sucker? I'm going to ask him if I can borrow it.
Strobo frame.
Can I borrow it this weekend?
I love the strobo frame.
Can I borrow it this weekend?
Isn't it yours?
It is. Well, you had it over 5 years. So
would you like it back then? Hey, would you like to borrow it, Rob? You can come pick it up. I'll drop it off to you tomorrow.
I got to collect my late fee from you. But the reason I want to borrow it is I've been thinking, because I've been trying to work with less lights when I shoot a wedding.
Yeah.
working with ambient and mixing it in there. You know, I like using the on-camera flash and bouncing and doing all kinds of creative shit. There's a lot you can do if you just kind of apply yourself to it.
That thing there always produced, like, I remember when I was shooting Weddings for You, Rob, and I was using Vivitar 285s. I remember you let me use that one time, and I had it up high because I had to do a reception or something, and I want, you know, you don't want.
You got to bring it up high.
Brought it up high, and I remember like yellow F4 on the Vivitars. F4, right? So F4, and I remember because the freaking reception lighting I got, and at the church coming down the aisle and going back was like phenomenal.
So it's like butterfly lighting.
It was so nice and soft though, like just it was soft. And you remember we used to, we put the big reflectors on there before the Fong Bong. Remember? Tape a piece of cardboard or something up there, but yeah.
So that light with a Gary Fong diffuser or similar, you know, would be kind of killer.
White paper sandwich bag.
Yeah, something like that.
Works great. You get a whole 10-pack for like $1.89.
I know, right? Oh my God.
Or go and spend $129.99 on the Fong Bong, whatever you want. Right?
Lighting on a budget.
Yeah.
It all does the same thing.
Too
well,
funny.
no, not really.
What's that?
Well, no, not really. If you had an $800 Pro Photo flash, do they make flashes like this with a Gary Fong modifier on a Hasselblad? The pictures are going to look pristine.
The Pro Photo it's all corded, right? It's like the old school power pack.
No, not all of them. No.
Oh, okay.
So James, do you use that strobo frame at all?
Strobo frame? No, I don't anymore.
No, I'm gonna borrow it. I got a wedding coming up this Saturday.
You can actually have it back, Rob.
Well,
how about I give it to you and you just keep it? You just keep it.
Share it. We can share it if you need it.
No, I can't remember the last time.
Can you mount that light on it for me? Will it mount?
Oh yeah, it will.
The light that I'm joking.
No, but you can. You can mount that on. Any tripod mount will work with that sucker.
That light's mountable on a strobo frame.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
I got it on my GoPro on my head. I got my GoPro on my head, and I got that light on top of the GoPro. The only problem is the whole video is of my feet.
Oh my God.
Because I can't lift my neck.
Jesus Christ.
Can you imagine showing up with a big LED light on your head?
I do it just for that.
You could either make it a fill.
Oh my God, that'd be hilarious.
Have another flash on camera.
Hey guys, this is great. This is awesome. No matter where I look, it's all lit.
The latest trend in lighting.
Look at Lord.
All I need is a camera. We got a camera. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
See?
Just mount it on a hard hat. Just duct tape it.
You should do that. Duct tape it. That'd be funny.
Oh, excuse me.
Judy, you're tired. I've been
drop off that light too, Rob. You can try that out.
I've been putting James on because he's got to go soon. He's turning into a pumpkin. But I want to, Judy, when James leaves, I want to spend 5 extra minutes with you, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I want to have my way with you.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
That's my exit.
Yikes!
Time to go. What's on, honey? Yeah? Okay. I really got to go.
So, James, before you go, what else is going on there real quick in your life?
You know what? It's been a slow month. Slower month. I shouldn't say slow month. I had a lot of rescheduling. So there's a lot of times, especially when I'm photographing the equipment, and and it's just, again, the nature of the beast, because so much can go wrong with it. Maybe electrical is not finished or whatever. Anyway, so it's just been a lot of rescheduling. So I had a slower month because everything's
with you, isn't it?
That's what it is. That's the crappy thing about this job.
Is that because they're dealing with a lot of people and circumstances like department?
It could be anything. I mean, it could be parts didn't get shipped right or shipped wrong, or stuff like that, or something's not working, so they got to fix it again, or problem solve, and sometimes it could be they're so busy that it's because it's typically sometimes it's like an assembly line. This department does their
Right.
thing, then their thing, then their thing, and we can't do our thing. Can't put the cabinets in until the floor goes down. So.
And the photographer's here. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, for instance, like yesterday morning, I showed up, and when they brought the machine out, I looked at it, and when was the last time you guys watched this? About 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I'm not shooting it. I didn't.
Somebody's fingerprints were all over it?
I'm not shooting it. Oh, it was dusty. Like, it was dirty. Like,
It was dirty. Yeah.
Wheels are dirty. Like, it's just, like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't shoot that. And I'm not trying to be rude. It's just that this is for head office, for them, for their marketing. Like, to go on their front brochures for this machine.
So the machine's got to be clean.
And it's dirty, yeah. Like, it has to, and of course, well, we didn't know you were coming, this and that, which they didn't, because,
Somebody didn't tell them.
Things don't get down that chain of command.
Yeah.
So
right?
James,
it's just the nature of the beast. But
so if you shoot it dirty and it looks not right later on, it'll be all your fault, obviously.
Well, it's not even if it would be my fault. It'd be like, why do I want to give the person who hired me a shitty image?
Well, your pictures are going to look like crap, though.
Well, that's the thing. That's my name too, right? Fortunately, this is the client that wants all the raw images too, which I don't mind because my job's easy. I just got to go and take a crap load of images and light it right.
I knew you had an easy job. I knew it.
But yeah,
I've been saying that for years.
Time lapse a bit today, but anyways, yeah. So a lot of stuff's been rescheduled, and
yeah, more fishing time.
Communication problems with some, so just always missing each other. Whether it's email, you call, I call, and just never be able to touch base.
Yeah.
So I've been fishing. So yeah, taking full advantage of it. What do you do?
Why not, right? It's that time of year too.
No, because if next month could be again completely busy and I go insane and I don't have a life, and so I'm taking full advantage of it. That's
cool.
It. Nothing's new. Like, it's been freaking boring. I'm on holidays next week. Seriously, I've been bored. Like, it's like been freaking boring. Those days off that I have off, it's like.
You need a routine.
Let's go fishing.
Nobody wants to play with me. Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah. Anyways, and I'm on holidays next week, so yeah.
Oh, very cool. Well, enjoy your vacation.
What's that?
Where are you guys going?
We're going to Metallica on Sunday, and then I am going fishing for 3 days. I'm going camping, and my wife's going to stay here. She wants to just piddle around the house and just relax, and she knows I can't do that for 4 days. Because if I'm here, I'm going to do some sort of work.
You're working.
And if I get an email and somebody says, "Hey, can you shoot something tomorrow?" I'm going to say yes.
Right.
So I don't want that. And I know that's the way I am because that's how it's always been. So I'm like, she's like, then you should just go away. She said, it's a perfect time for you to go fishing somewhere. And I'm like, you're right, it is. You can't remember the last time I slept in a tent. And I'm like, darn, to sleep in a tent.
Where are you going camping in the tent?
I don't know yet. Don't know. I'm going to pick a lake or a few lakes and just go.
Nice.
Somewhere where there's no cell service, I hope.
Yeah. James, Mr. Relaxing.
Best sleeping I've ever done was when we went on our trip to Alaska. Sleeping in a tent. Oh man, freaking I love those. So yeah, I just want to. So yeah, that's my holidays, and then we got a wedding to go to in Manitoulin Island at the end.
Nice.
That's it.
As a guest.
Anyways, I gotta go, folks. I gotta get up early.
All right.
Judy, don't hang up yet. I'm gonna keep.
No, I'm not hanging.
And Rob, I'll send you a text tomorrow. I'll see where you are. I'll drop this.
We'll do PETA.
Sounds good.
Let's do PETA, Mom.
Okay, all right, guys. See you later.
Have a good night.
All right, bye.
Peace out.
Peace out. Mr. Relaxation. Yeah,
That's right.
He's always high energy.
I know. That's James.
That's his nature.
He's got too much energy for me.
Lots of energy. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about Instagram.
Okay.
I've been really playing with it a lot. I don't know if you use it a lot. I seem to see you showing up on my Instagram feed.
I do.
I've been hearing good things about Instagram. So I went, I forget when. I started last fall. Every day I make a post on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, you know what? I got enough images. I got so many images just from the last 2 years even, or even the last year. I put them all in a folder. I got so many images that I can easily do 2, 3 a day. That'll be good for a while.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that probably is going to work. There's a different nature about Instagram. It just seems to be way more like visual eye candy, instant spur of the moment with people. They just scroll. Yeah, I'm trying to make sense of it because I don't understand it, but I know it's legit because there's a lot of people using it.
A lot of people, yeah.
So it's crazy. So I'm thinking of posting 2, 3 times a day. What do you post, and what's your feelings on that?
Well, when I was building it up, twice a day, I posted.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now I only post once a day, but I still do it once a day. So,
yeah, minimum.
Yeah, minimum. Now, sometimes if I'm going to do, so what I do is I use a program called Hootsuite.
You're using that, are you?
Yes, and I use that simply because I have a lot of streams of feeds, not just Instagram. I have all the other ones.
Yeah, I've
that
heard
go
a lot
with it.
about that program.
And so I schedule 2 weeks at a time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it does all of it automatically.
You sit down and you line up 2 weeks worth of posts.
Every other Monday morning, I sit down and do it.
And does it send them to Facebook as well?
Yeah, so I do my personal Facebook, my Elements of Photo fan page, my
Right.
Facebook private boudoir group,
Right.
Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
Well,
So I have
holy
6
moly.
feeds.
So you can post from there to Instagram. I thought you had to use a phone for
You
Instagram.
still yeah, okay, so the way Instagram works, you still have to initiate it with Hootsuite on your phone.
Okay.
But Hootsuite tells you to do it.
What, does it send you an email or a
Yeah,
text?
it sends you a notification.
You just click it?
Yeah, so you just click it, you go in
That's
there,
pretty cool.
and what it does is it allows you to put in, because you want to do the post with all your hashtags and your description, and you only want to do it once, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what Hootsuite has is it has an app that you put on your phone, and it'll say, okay, at 1 o'clock this post is going in. So then you go into your Hootsuite program, right? And you click that. There's a little icon you click, and it comes up with that post with all of your hashtags and description in there.
Yeah.
And you say, open an Instagram. So it opens it, copies it to your phone, the photo, opens it in Instagram, and then allows you to copy and paste everything in. Like it's all automated. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in the meantime, it also posts it in all the other places you told it to post it to.
That's neat. I got to do that. So you're paying $20. Is this the program you're on?
Yeah. I pay about, I think it works out to about $20 to $22 depending on exchange.
Yeah.
I think it's $14.95 a month or something like that.
It's $19 a month. See the screen? Can you see my screen? That's the professional plan. Entrepreneurs.
That's not the one that I'm using. Yeah, go into the yeah, that's the one I use. So it gives you, like when it says 10 social profiles, that means 10 feeds, streams of feeds coming in.
That's all you really need.
Really, yeah, pretty much. And that's what I use, and I like, honest to God, it's amazing. The other thing that I've been doing is, of course, so then I put my promo stuff in Instagram as well, right? And then you can also boost in Instagram just like Facebook.
You can, eh?
Yes. You do have to have your Instagram as a business page, not as a personal profile, which is just a switch in your edit profile. You just switch your account. You can't do it here. You have to do it on your phone.
Oh.
Okay, so you have to go into Instagram on your phone, and it gives you the option under your profile edit area
Yeah.
to switch your account to a business account, and then you can actually boost your posts. I don't bother. I actually still get, I do get a lot of business off Instagram. The other
Nice.
place that I've been also concentrating a lot of effort, and the reason why I have all my posts going in there is I have everything going into LinkedIn, because I'm making business connections in there, which is really great. And the
That's pretty cool.
last thing I posted that little friggin' USB, Crystal Heart USB, this new thing that and I posted and holy shit, I have 50 million people emailing me. They want one. And I'm like, okay, well, that's good. That's the way you want it, right? But yeah, I really like. I don't think that I could manage. No, mine is Elements of Photo. It's not Judy Cormier. There it is, right there. Yeah. So that's me there.
Oh, is this it here?
Yeah, that's me there.
Did
There's that little USB. Yeah.
That's a USB.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Isn't that cute?
Who would have thunk?
And that thing's really heavy, and it's got crystals all down one side of it, and so it's like it's a substantial piece, you know, and clients have gone nuts for it.
That's cool.
Crazy, crazy.
I was watching a Facebook marketing webinar last week, and apparently boosting is the worst thing to do. I don't know if it's the same in Instagram, or maybe it's the only thing you can do in Instagram, but apparently in Facebook you shouldn't be boosting a post, which is what I've always been doing, but it's always worked for me.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, if I'm doing that wrong, like you got to go in and do this ad, set up an actual legit ad to get best results.
Oh, that's what I usually do. I set up an ad campaign.
Yeah, but
that's
not
what I
boost.
usually
I used to boost like Fairy Day, and I'd get tons of exposure.
Oh, okay.
So I'm thinking, okay, whoa, I'm going to look into this because I've been doing it wrong. There's this YouTube channel guy, I forget his name, but he's got a tech channel, and he runs these really good webinars. But yeah, so Hootsuite, so you are able to run all these different social media outlets. That's crazy. Yeah. I'm going to try that.
And the other thing too is, so if you switch your personal Instagram to your business, and that business relates to you can relate it to your Facebook page, and in Facebook you can boost it so that it shows up in Instagram and Facebook.
I want to be able to do that.
So it's like, because you know Facebook owns Instagram, right?
Okay, say that again. So when you post in Facebook?
When you're in Facebook, and let's say you're in Westmount Photography's fan page, business page in Facebook, okay? And if you have your Instagram page also, same thing, Westmount Photography, right?
Right.
Then you can actually boost it so that it shows up in Instagram too.
Oh, that's
like,
cool.
Or you can run an ad so it shows up in both.
That's cool.
Okay, so yeah, so it works pretty well.
That's neat, man.
I mean, you know, I don't do much in Instagram because I haven't had to.
Mm-hmm. But
right?
you're still doing one post a day.
Yeah, I do one post a day every day.
So
I don't miss it.
I'm gonna ramp it up.
Yeah.
So you're doing Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
and LinkedIn.
Just those four.
Yeah. But in Facebook, I have 3 feeds in Facebook.
So you can run all those feeds through Hootsuite?
Yeah.
Okay.
Individual.
So you got the private group, your studio, and personal.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Here's what I did, and you know, I'm sort of late in the game here with the whole Instagram thing. I went to PP of A Imaging's in Nashville. You know, the PP of A National Convention.
Yep.
And I went to all the list of speakers, and I went to each individual bio, and I started following them on Instagram. Apparently that's a strategy to use, is to go every day. You should go follow other people in your industry.
Yes. Yeah.
To get your followers up. That's one of the strategies. I watched that about a month ago in one of those YouTube videos.
It's the
So I thought,
same thing. It's Instagram, and LinkedIn works the same way too,
nice.
right?
So,
Like in LinkedIn, what I've done is I've started strategy following businesses that are going to get me boudoir attention, okay?
okay.
Because the people that follow them will then follow me, connect
So
with me.
like a lingerie shop or a spa or
Yes,
hair
right?
salon.
Yeah, so I've concentrated Hamilton, Oakville, you know, like general, like that kind of thing. And I've just been doing it slowly and kind of,
Hmm.
and I'm noticing it building from there.
Nice.
So we'll see what happens. Yeah, yeah.
Social media.
It's
It's
kind of
pretty
another
exciting.
way to hook up with businesses without having to go out and pound the pavement, so to speak, right?
Well, I always considered it like having a display, you know, I don't know if you ever did a display at a restaurant or at a trade show or at a mall.
Yeah.
I always compared it to that. And I've done a lot of those displays over the years.
Yeah. Oh,
And it's,
excuse
to
me.
me, it's the same idea, but it's like little mini displays on a daily basis.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
And that's
powerful.
sort of what that is. And it's like it's kind of gotten to the point now where people I actually have clients who are expect these images to go up every day.
They love it.
They do. They totally love it. And they love it when they're in it.
No, no kidding, eh?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like
They're
there's
right.
one, if you scroll up on mine, so scroll up a little higher. So you see that second middle image? Click on that middle image at the top, not that one.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that one's got 38 likes. So this one's got 47 likes.
Hmm.
That was just from yesterday.
It's got 48 now.
Yeah, there you go. And I shot that image 5 years ago. But she responded. See how she said, so she responded because I said how much I liked working with her and, you know, it was great having her in the studio because I haven't seen her in a while.
Hmm.
Um, and she has communicated with me recently that she wanted to come back. So I
Yeah.
posted an image of her,
Oh, you're sneaky.
right? But the other thing too, it's kind of like the idea, because not a lot of people use newsletters, right?
No,
And I use newsletters because it's the idea to me is to make sure that people don't forget you exist,
that's the whole idea.
right? It's not even a matter of whether or not they read your newsletter every time you send it out. It's just the fact that they remember, oh yeah, Judy's there. I have a friend who wants to do this. I should
Hmm.
recommend her,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That,
right?
yeah. Dan Kennedy calls that it's the moving parade. They're
Yes.
always,
It
and
is.
it's legitimate.
It
Um,
sure is.
I got to ask you about this in regards to Hootsuite. All these tags, are they? Do you have to go in there or do you have them all sort of like as a text file and you just drag and drop?
Yeah, they're a text file, yeah, and I just copy and paste.
Yeah, copy paste is what I
Yeah,
meant to say.
yeah.
I'm going to try Hootsuite. You know, I've sort of heard about it before. I never really got onto it.
Well, you can
But
try the free version to start with.
no, I'm going whole hog. I'm sold.
I'm gonna go whole hog.
I'm going whole hog.
Because I did have the free version first and I tried
Yeah.
it out and tested, you know, I just did like a little bit on Facebook and a little bit in Instagram to start with. And then
Hmm.
I realized that I wanted to be able to post in my business page and I wanted to be able to post in my private group and I want, you know, so, and then I added LinkedIn sort of as
Yeah,
an afterthought and it actually has done good there too.
it's pretty
So,
good.
you know, yeah.
So
And I don't know.
you want followers that are following you
Yeah.
who are hopefully the majority from your area.
I have
Clients.
a lot. I have a lot of Hamilton-based
Yeah.
followers.
You don't
Lots.
care. So my wife gives me shit about this all the time. You know, why are you going after other photographers? Well, because they're my market too, because I sell the forum, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know, I should probably have two Instagram accounts, one for local and one for them. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could do that too. And then I also do all of the posting for the Association of International Boudoir Photographers. I
Oh,
run their Instagram as well. for
Jeez.
them. And so, but the
That's
nice
fun.
thing is in Instagram, you can flip between the accounts so easy now.
Oh, you can. Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah, you can.
Okay, I'll let you go then, because you're yawning. It's been a long day. I'm sure you've been working on a lot of images.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and I've got like another 60 to do tomorrow, so
60 what?
images.
Oh,
We do our images. I have to work on a 60 image job tomorrow, so
that's
after I go
nothing.
grocery shopping.
Is that all you got on tomorrow?
What? The 60?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll take me all day.
Do you listen to podcasts or whatever while you're workflowing?
Usually Netflix.
Or Netflix?
Yeah,
You got something going on. Cool.
I always got something going on there because I work with two screens, right?
Right.
So on the screen that has all my tools and everything from Photoshop, I just pop up my Netflix and I'm
Where
usually
you
good to
go.
go. Yeah, I like watching documentaries on there. So
Yeah. They certainly have a lot of them, man. Holy crap.
yeah, yeah.
I think
And
they're very,
sometimes I watch YouTube. Sometimes
yeah,
it'll be on there too, and I'll watch YouTube. I
yeah.
mean, I've watched some of the master lighting things from the forum. Like I'll pop those on, and I'll watch those and listen to
Mhm.
those while I'm working. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
so,
yeah. I
yeah.
listen to a lot of interviews with Tim Ferriss. He interviews people. He
Yes.
deconstructs what makes them successful.
Oh
And
yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of Joe Rogan. He's not Joe Rogan, but Jordan Peterson. I don't know if you heard of Jordan Peterson.
No.
He's from Toronto, and this guy is making massive waves internationally. He's an amazing speaker. He was on Joe Rogan for the first time last November. He came on the screen really, really fast. Now, he's a clinical psychologist and a professor, a tenured professor at the U of T. He used to teach at Harvard at one time. You know, he was like a Canadian working at Harvard. He could have easily at that time become a Harvard professor, but he had other struggles. He never got around to that. So it's a good thing he's now in Toronto.
Yeah.
Mind-blowing stuff. But I love that stuff. You know, Joseph Campbell and Carl Jung and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that kind of Jungian psychology and a lot of
And where do you watch that stuff through?
I just play it on the screen while I'm workflowing.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube. He's been putting all this shit on YouTube for like since YouTube got invented. He used to record his stuff very basic and he put it on YouTube, which was really, really smart because it gave him a lot of notoriety and attention. But he did it to help people, and he's got this huge following. People just love him.
Wow.
And he's creating massive waves because he's really anti-PC, political correctness,
Right.
what they call progressive postmodernism and all that stuff. It's kind of gets a little academic at times, but I just love that stuff. And clinical evolutionary psychology. I've always been fascinated about that stuff and mythology and symbolism and all that stuff. He gets into that in a big way. So anyways, Joe Rogan interviews him. It's almost 3 hours. I listened to it twice already.
Wow.
He had him back last month. Both times, Joe Rogan is pretty hard to please. He's pretty hard ass. He's done so many podcasts. He said both times, best podcast interview he's ever had.
Really? Wow.
And the numbers justify it. You could see the numbers of viewers on YouTube substantially higher. And Joe Rogan does about 4 to 6 podcasts a week with a lot of big players, international and national players. So it's kind of cool. I'll send you a link in case you ever get bored of Netflix.
No,
you want to try? Because he's just down the road from you, and it's really quite fascinating. So.
Well, I just like to listen to stuff. Like when I'm doing my editing, I don't necessarily want something to watch. I just want something to listen to.
That's what I like. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, when I'm watching Netflix, I usually put on reruns of show, like I've already seen it.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, like I'll watch Bones in the background because I've already watched every season and I know the show.
And you like it, obviously.
Yeah, and I like it because I like the science behind it. So, I just watch it. But I'm listening, not necessarily watching. I do that with the Star Trek stuff and everything like that too. I
You're
love all
a
that
geek.
kind of stuff. I am. I know. I am a little bit. Yeah.
You're a geek.
I like sci-fi. I'm a little crazy where that's concerned.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'll send you a link to Joe.
Yeah, for sure.
So, okay, I'll let you go. So,
All right.
thanks again, Judy. Okay.
All right. Have a
Have a
good
great
night.
night. Take care.